Ravalli Team 1 decided to do this experiment, testing 3 different dogs that are all similar ages but live in different environments. We chose this because of our previous infectious disease experiment. In the last experiment, we tested out of a human, horse, dog, and pig which of the mouths would be the cleanest. We found that the dog had the cleanest mouth, and therefore we decided to expand on that subject matter. Our hypothesis was that Eve had the cleanest mouth, and then Sam, and then Jazz. We chose this hypothesis because we used Eve in our last experiment, and she had the cleanest mouth out of the human, horse, dog, and pig. Jazz lives outside most of the time and is open to anything he wants to eat. We swabbed each dog, and then after feeding them the same food for 4 days, we swabbed them again.
MacConkey agar plates are used to select gram-negative bacteria. The plates can differentiate bacteria based on their ability to ferment lactose. If bacteria can use lactose, they will turn a pink color. If bacteria cannot use lactose, they will remain colorless or yellow. E. coli will ferment lactose, but Salmonella cannot. On our MacConkey agar plates, bacteria did not grow for any of the 3 dogs, Eve, Sam, and Jazz. The bacteria neither grew the first time we plated them, nor the second time after we fed the dogs the same food for a few days. As a result, we concluded that the dogs had neither E. coli nor Salmonella. Since nothing grew on the plates, we also concluded that we could not use the MAC plates to make any conclusions about the cleanliness of the dogs' mouths, other than the fact that they have no diseases like E. coli or Salmonella.
As for the CNA plates, we ruled out that our dogs do not have Staphylococcus aureus because they do not show any of the outward symptoms for it, such as fever, pain, loss of appetite, skin abscesses, infection of the eyes, ears, itching, or any kind of inflammation. Dogs can certainly have Staphylococcus epidermis, either in their mucous membranes or on their skin. This is part of the normal flora for dogs. We also ruled out that our dogs also do not have Group A Staphylococcus because of its symptoms, such as pain, fever, arthritis, coughing, pneumonia, abscesses, and difficulty in swallowing due to swelling. This disease shows up mostly in puppies and older dogs as their immune systems are not fully developed or have declined. The average CNA results for Sam was a 3. For Jazz, his average is a 3+. As for Eve, her results were also a 3.
TSA, short for Tryptic Soy Agar, is a general-purpose growth medium that will grow most types of bacteria. The TSA is a typical medium used for cultivation of samples where microorganisms might be expected. Tryptic Soy Agar does not grow all bacteria, but does grow a majority of them. This agar does not show gram-negative or gram-positive, though both will grow on it. Our first swabbing of the 3 dogs, the TSA plates average a growth of 3. The 2 scavenger dogs' plates were both in the normal bacteria streaks with a couple isolated dots. The ranch dog's plate had big clumps of bacteria, meaning it probably had a larger amount of bacterium in its mouth. The second swab we found about the same result, but not as much growth.
The results for Ravalli Team 1's experiment had 2 different conclusions. The results for the swabbing before they were all eating the same food was that Jazz had the dirtiest mouth and Eve had the cleanest, and Sam was in the middle. The results for the swabbing after they had been eating the same food for 4 days was that Eve had the cleanest mouth and Sam had the dirtiest mouth, and Jazz was in the middle. Overall, our hypotheses were mostly correct. We were a little off for when they switched to all eating the same food, but other than Jazz having a cleaner mouth than Eve on the second swabbing, our hypotheses were correct. A special thanks to all the scientists, teachers, assistants, leaders, and everyone else who helped out with BioScience Montana. Thank you for making this experience something we will never forget and that we gained a lot of information from. Thank you so much for all your time and effort.
Any questions here? Heather? What? I have a question. At the end, did you say you had 2 scavenger dogs and a ranch dog? Aren't those all the same?
Yeah.
They're not scavenger dogs. They just didn't have a name because they live outside and inside. So Bryden just said scavenger dogs. So we didn't go on the science and science.
Okay.
So you really don't have names?
Were any animals harmed in the making of this video?
No, I don't think so.
Did they like it, or did they like the process?
Taylor's dog, it took me 5 minutes to catch, but after I sat on it and opened its mouth and swallowed it, it was fine.
Did you guys use the hydrogen peroxide test to see if they were catalase positive or negative, the colonies that you especially had on the CNA plates?
No.
No.
That'll be kind of, maybe, you know, in the future, that'll be a good test to see maybe whether it was strep or staph or possibility of having it. Because just because your dogs weren't sick at the time of sampling, you know, they can still be what we say colonized with these pathogens. So it could be very likely that they could have staph or strep, and catalase could kind of maybe eliminate some possibilities for you. But you guys did a great job. Those look very well, the plates. They were streaked really well, and the presentation was awesome, so thank you. It takes a while to put those videos together, so we understand.
Did you lose any plates?
No, we have an incubator at our house, and nobody comes back.
It was guarded. Well done, that was great.
Guarded by that big dog.
Yeah. Great job. That was excellent. Nice presentation.
Thanks.